And because you know what I want to do, first I want to get situated with the computer. And I got to go shut my oven off. I did a self-cleaning on it. Hold on, I can't see nothing. Put my glasses on. Think I'd be all ready to go, huh? That's not the way I work. You guys know that already. Just closing out all this bull. All right, so we're gonna go. There we are, like that. Okay. Now I just want to copy and share. Okay, now I'm going to put this on the. And then try to get the shot right. Let me refresh. Hold on. Come on. Jesus. Plug in the phone. The battery goes dead. I'm just going to spin this around. Sorry about that. But I'm kind of getting everything. Okay. Now right down here is my all right, we need to turn this just a little bit. There we go. All right, now this here is just a simple thing. You got a dial that turns it all the way up nice and hot, and that's where I want it. Turn it on. It's setting up to about 1,000 degrees, 978 degrees. Look at that tip already turning cherry red. See that tip? It's already glowing red. All right, now I did a lot of this already, and I spared you guys all the dremeling that I had to do to get the rest of the details off of this thing. Now I had to use some what do you call it? I had to use some naphtha, and that's why it looks a little distorted down here. That'll straighten right back out again once the latex is back to, you know, back to normal. I'm gonna take my glasses off here, and I'm just kind of like I can see the shadows here, and I thought I'd be able to do it during the daylight, but there's, you know, it's just as bad in the daylight. So I'm just gonna go over top of some of the cracks that are already there, and I just want to go over top of those. Especially in the eye cuts. Now what that's doing is it's melting out the, more than anything else, it's taking out the paint. And what I do like about this is I'm able to put the the actual cracks right into the edge of the eye cuts. You'll see it when I start painting this thing. That's going to have a really, really detailed cuts into the, yeah. All right, so I already know like this area here has got a lot of detail. And all I'm doing is just getting rid of the paint that's inside of this that didn't come out with the Dremel. It's not really going real deep in there. It's just getting rid of that, you know, that paint that was inside of those cracks. A lot of detail. Doesn't really get lost with the dremeling, you know, so but just to be on the safe side, I'm trying to eliminate some of that paint that's inside of, and I'm burning it out. You can see it there. You can't see it on camera, but there's little tiny balls of paint coming out of those spots. All right, so I still got to go shut my oven off. I'm concentrating right now. Now I'm just trying to get rid of the paint that's inside of these cracks. And it is. There's stuff coming out of there, which is really good. Like my voice is still raspy. I'm still fighting this nasty flu, cold. It was more like a cold for me because one thing about this thing, man, is it gets so hot. And the other little trick, you want to make sure that you're constantly cleaning it. Always clean it off, because when it gets over gumped up, and what I do is there's a sponge in there and it's wet. I just load this up with wet and just rape it off. It's just like a soldering iron. You keep it clean. And that allows for the detail. It just cleans everything up real nice. Every time you see a little smoke, that's just melting off that plastic. Yeah, it's crazy, man. Yeah, the dremeling really doesn't affect the detail too much, as long as you don't over dremel. Let me see. I want to get into these areas. See these little cracks here. Hold on. Get back on camera here. I'm doing is just getting that paint out of there. Let me show you. Right there, you see a little ball that came out of there. It came out of that little spot I just worked on. Little ball of paint. And I'm not really hitting the real small cracks. I'm hitting the big ones, the ones that you really, you know, that are really noticeable. You know, the small cracks are still there. It's just that this paint job that was on this thing, man, was just so thick. And it was one of the original, whew, man, that's hot. It was one of the original masks for sure, first copies to be printed, because I pre-ordered this before they, like 6 months before they even started producing this mask. Oh yeah. Just trying to put some of those details on the edge of the where the crack's supposed to be. Yep, that's there. Let me see if I can get this a little bit cleaner here. Right underneath the eyebrow. Just clean that up because it's got a lot of stuff in it. And all it does is it just melts away the paint that's in there. Now, the shape of this thing, as you can see, it's like, you know, it's spear shaped. All right. The best way to get these grooves cut is not from the point, but from the edge of the spear. And that gives you a much better, what do you call it? It allows you to follow the line too. Mm-hmm. Thing is, this thing gets so hot. It really gets hot. Oh yeah. Let me try and get some more details in here. Wait a minute. I want to make sure that I'm in this area right here. This is the area that I'm working on. I have to move the camera so you guys can see me working. I got to pull this thing up close to me. There we go. clean this first. Now it cools down the blade every time I clean it. Is there anybody on? Yeah, just me. Go figure. Because people are eating dinner too. Is this dinner time, I believe? Just trying to clean out some of the details, that's all. Not all. That's pretty much it. There's not a lot. I've already kind of done this side here where the details needed to be put back in. That's already done. So I kind of did that last night when I got off. I wanted to do some fine touches with it. Now what you do is once you have these details put back into the sculpture by melting this with this wood burning, you just rub over it with naphtha to smooth it out to get all those little um, just to get the imperfections out. Like, you'll see, I'll show you in a minute. But I don't put nothing, no chemicals near me other than water uh, whenever I'm doing this because it's, for obvious reasons. I'm just taking out some of that paint that was inside of the I'm not really melting the mask, guys. I'm melting the paint that's inside of this, inside the details. If I try to Dremel out all the cracks, you end up dremeling down and you'll lose all your details. So you don't want to leave you want to leave those cracks noticeable when you're dremeling. Um, I'm just trying to make those deeper cuts pop by removing the paint. That was there. All right, get hot again. There you go. Just removing the paint. That's all I'm doing. Bringing all that lovely detail right back to the surface. Believe it or not, you want to own one of these if you're going to get into mask making. Because let's just say you had a pimple on here. Let me see if I can find one. Let's just pretend this one. It's in the hair. I want to make sure it's in the hair. There's a little piece right here that's sticking out. Gone, just like that. Smooth as a baby's butt. You don't want any of those imperfections. Okay, right in the nose area here. Just trying to get the paint out is all I'm trying to do. Paint out of the cracks. I'm sorry I'm blocking your view, but this is oh yeah, that's looking good. And once I put a little naphthalene on here, I'm gonna use alcohol to clean it up because I already did too much naphthalene on this, and it's definitely um, I'm sorry you're out of frame. Hold on, let me try and fix this because this is a pain in the neck trying to do what I'm doing. What I'm trying to do is trying to keep the, I need the light. The light is important to me right now when I'm trying to get this. And what I'm trying to do is to cast the shadows so I can see the detail on the cracks. Make sure I'm not putting something where it's not supposed to be. I'm not trying to put new cracks in this thing. I'm just trying to fill out the details that are there already. Just clean up the details that are there already. No new cracks. It's got plenty. Wow, a lot of paint in there. Ooh, that's hot. Okay. You gotta watch you don't press too hard too, because you can puncture right through the mask. This wood burner is no joke, man. It's it's about 978 degrees. That's what it says on my reading my readout. And that's not something you want to play with. Touch that tip and we'll be dancing around. Anybody join me yet? Nobody's on. I wonder why. Nobody at all. Okay. Yeah, who that?
Are you on that?
Yeah. What's up?
I was just wondering if you still want to go to Acme Night.
Oh yeah, definitely. We're going in 5 minutes. Matter of fact, do me a favor, shut that oven off out there. 5 minutes, we're out of here. I just want to put a little bit more. emphasis underneath the chin here. There's some details that I didn't see it until the light hit it a certain way. So that is what it is. It's going to be a pretty nice mask when this is done. It's going to take a little while to get it finished though, because I'm just so backed up with other things I'm doing with my work. And okay, let's kill the heat. All right, and just to be on the safe side, take the heat out with some of this water. Let's go that way. Now, I'm going to take a little alcohol. Not use the pump. Actually, let's use the paper towel. Let's see what this does. I might have to do naphtha again anyway, but that's all right. I can wait. I can wait till tomorrow to do the naphtha treatment. I'm just trying to take away any of the loose paint that might be kind of curled up out of this. Yeah, the only way to really smooth that out is with naphtha. That doesn't smooth it out too well. Yeah, I have to smooth that out with naphtha, but that's okay. That's tomorrow. I just wanted to let you guys know what I was doing and how I was doing it. And got errands to run, things to do, just like everybody else. That's it, guys. See some of the details back into the this thing's ready for paint. A little cleaning up. I got to get some of the rubber balls that are seems like they're all over this thing. Yeah. So yeah, we're ready to paint this thing with a little extra cleanup here and there. Just a little bit of cleanup, and this will be ready. And there's still these little tiny from dremeling. I got it all over me. As a matter of fact, I got a bunch of this little balls of rubber paint all over the place. But it's coming together and it looks good. Once this is painted, once I clean it real good, I gotta get it clean. I think I'm going to try and clean it off with a little bit of a sandpaper. Just a mild sand brush, some kind of brush, just to make sure I get that surface clean. It just feels like it's really like these little balls of rubber all over the place from that damn dremeling. And it's sticking to the mask really bad. Oh yeah. Okay. One watching, and that's me. Nobody's on. Nobody's on tonight. Okay, guys. Well, nobody's on tonight. I guess things are going on. Not really sure, but that's okay. But that's okay. I'm beat. Okay. I thought maybe somebody would jump on, but nobody's jumping on, so I'm going to get this. Got one like. Okay, so somebody did jump on, but it doesn't show up. It's not showing. And got 1 like. Okay. So weird. So somebody jumped on, but I don't know who it was. That's okay. Don't have to text me. You don't have to let me know. It's no big deal as long as you enjoy the content. I dremeled off the entire mask, all the bad paint that was on there. It does need a little bit of wiping down, but I more importantly did the hot iron and filled in and took out some of the paint that was inside these cracks. And all I did was melt it out of there. So I didn't burn into the mask. I didn't want to do that. I wasn't burning detail into the mask. All I was doing was removing the paint that was embedded inside of the detail. So that's what I did. I'm sure some of the areas have little burn in a little bit, but that's okay. It's not going to hurt. You can see the detail in here now really good. The paint. See, the paint varies on these masks, these Tots Trick or Treat studio masks. Sometimes the paint jobs are thin and you don't have a real problem, and sometimes the paint jobs are real thick. And when the paint jobs are real thick, it fills in all the detail, the cracks, real well. So you can't, like, I just can't paint over it and expect to have all those details popping again. So you have to get that paint out of those cracks, or else you end up with, a very non-aged mask. It just doesn't look good. So, and that was what the issue was with this mask here that I had. My paint on there was really thick, and not from overhauling it. When I overhauled it, I noticed I all these details I had to paint them in, but they're in the mask, But all the details I had to paint them in because by the time I put another layer of paint on top of it, it pretty much filled in the details so much that you couldn't even see the detail. So that's always an issue, isn't it? So, okay, so now it says there's 2 people on. So we're overhauling this. This now is going to get a base coat paint. Oh, actually, tomorrow I'm going to have to wipe this down real good with naphtha. And then I'm going to put a base coat on it and start working the magic. Start doing the layers and colors and stuff. One step at a time, bring this back to where it should be. I'll have a nice 2018 mask for my collection. I'm not selling it or but what it'll be is it'll show you my overhaul, and it'll give you an idea of what, if you guys want an overhaul, you can send your mask to me and I can overhaul it for you. Only it just depends on the mask. I really don't want to Dremel every mask that comes my way. That is definitely not my objective. If your mask has detail that's really still very noticeable in the mask, unlike mine, then I won't Dremel anything. I'll just paint over top of it. But if the mask has no detail left because the paint, and believe me, I know the difference because of how thick this was. So there's these little things that you learn as you're doing this stuff. But I want to thank everybody. There's a couple people on, but thank you anyway for joining me. And I'm going to bounce off of here. Got to run to the store, go buy a turkey for Christmas. All right, bye. I'll see you guys. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, all the things that need to be said. I hope you guys are having great holiday season. But enjoy your family. We only get so many years, so enjoy them. All right, peace, everybody. Thanks for joining. Bye.